All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new week of Student of the Gun Radio. Some of you have already looked at the title and you're like, "What? What are these guys going to be talking about?" Well, hey, I don't make the stuff up. It's there. It's happening. I just report on it. You guys can make up your own minds. We got a contest from Night Fision with an F. We got a Warrior of the Week question, kind of. Well, I mean, we do have a Warrior of the Week question, but it's pretty broad. And then we're going to talk about what the heck is going on in Canada. Zach, didn't we have a Canada? Did we have a Canada story? No, it was Australia.
Yeah.
Last week on the grad program, man, Australia story. Well, there's another Australia story too. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to tell you. But Jared's back, Zach's back, and it's time for another episode. So listen up. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to tell you. That was interesting.
Oh, YouTube's not muted. All right.
That's funny. I was like, wow, that's... How did he talk without moving his lips?
I was like, what's wrong with the intro?
Well, there we go.
And everyone quiet. And three. Fuck. All right. 3, 2.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Hey, Jared. Unmute your microphone and talk to me.
Okay, what's up?
All right. So you know how Zachary is against coffee and he won't drink coffee and so forth? You know that's a fact, right?
Yeah, he doesn't like the taste of it.
Well, I think that we're going to have to institute a mandate that Zach starts drinking coffee in the morning.
Yeah, we have to institute a mandate. We have to mandate that coffee is required at Student of the Gun.
Zach. You need to start drinking coffee, brother. Get a little sharp in the morning. Woo! All right, what are we going to talk about right now, this moment in time? Oh, Zach, do you want to go ahead and mention the PFT book situation since you dropped that in there?
Yeah, sure. I'll mention that real quick. So everyone who pre-ordered their Patriot Fire Team equipment guides, as well as have ordered Patriot Fire Team manuals, we are currently waiting on Amazon. That they, I don't know what the heck. What'd you say? Like they're going to send one?
Well, here's the deal. We're waiting on the printer.
Yeah,
the actual printer. There are about, I think it's 3 or 4. There are 3 or 4 printing facilities in the United States of America. Do you guys all understand that in the modern world, all books on Amazon are print on demand? You guys understand that, right? Very few books in the United States of America anymore are printed ahead of time and put on a shelf in a warehouse. That's almost never happens anymore. All right. Here's what I'm going to go back and correct myself. The books that do that are the ones that have major marketing campaigns behind them. When somebody comes up with a book and they've got $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 to market a book, they will print 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 copies, put them in a warehouse, and ship them. Okay. 99% of all the other books in the world that you order from Amazon aren't actually sitting on a shelf. You order it, they print it, they ship it to you. That's how it works. That way they don't have to do warehouse space and you don't have to do inventory. And it's generally up until the Kung Flu pandemic, it was a good system. It was a good system up until the current pandemic. And I don't know what happened, but they fudged up the printing system. Maybe, you know what it might be, Jared? Do you think the demand for paper books went up exponentially?
Probably because people are actually sitting at home.
Yeah, I mean, that could be. the demand for paper books might have gone up tremendously from where it was a year ago.
That would be very inspiring.
Yeah, and that would be great. That would be great. So either way, long story short, we will have the books as soon as humanly possible. And that's that, Cat in the Hat, and that be that. You know what I just discovered, Jared, and I did not know? On Amazon, in our kind of category, there's a book called The CSAT Way. Who is CSAT?
John?
No. Paul Howe.
Paul Howe. I was thinking, in my head, I said John Howe.
Yeah. Paul just released a book in May of this year called The CSAT Way, Thoughts on Weapon Shooting, Training, and Instruction from a Former Special Operations Soldier. Wow. I had no idea that Paul had a new book out. But he does. And not this Paul, but the other Paul.
Well, both Pauls.
Both Pauls. And neither one of us are little or small. You know, that's what Paul means, right? It means little or small.
Which is
There
why
you
it's
go.
ironic that that's the name of the big show.
That's your.
Yeah, no kidding. Paul White.
No kidding.
And Paul Levesque. None of those people are small. There you go. And
So
for those of you that didn't know,
couldn't, you couldn't be a rapper and be Lil Paul.
Lil Paul.
Lil Paul.
But what's interesting though is that the primary category that Paul Howe put his book in was shooting and hunting, not civics. Interesting.
Because it's about shooting and hunting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of, but not really. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So now you guys know what's going on with the books. Let's talk about some good stuff. What's going on with our friends at Night Fision? Jared, tell them what's going on with Night Fision with an F.
This is actually the first time I've ever seen this. So Night Vision's, they're having a contest, and I don't know what you win, but I'm gonna go look right now so I can tell you. It's the ultimate EDC giveaway. Wow, there's a bunch of stuff on there. There's a key bar, there's a knife, there's the glow fob, which I actually have on my keys and it works pretty well. There's
you got a glow fob?
Yeah,
you douche.
What?
How did you get one and I didn't?
There's a baby here.
Hello. Look at my baby, and she's in her jammies.
Yes, she just
and
got
she
up.
looked surprised.
She had a big old dirty diaper, didn't you, baby?
Oh,
yeah.
Hello, baby.
Yeah, she's like, what is all this light? Anyway,
oh.
so they're doing sights. Oh, those aren't accurates because they're 3 dots. They should be accurates.
Yeah,
CJ, if you're listening to this, when you give away sights, they should be accurate sights. Okay, and then I see key bar, Rainier Arms, something from Rainier Arms. Let's see.
Gloves.
What is from Rainier Arms?
EDC Coffee Company. Rainier Arms. I don't know what Rainier.
Oh, EDC Coffee Co.
I do not know.
And then there's like a wallet. Looks like a wallet there.
A flashlight. Anyway, a lot of stuff. So we've got the link in the show notes. All you guys got to do.
I'm entering this giveaway. I don't know if I'm eligible, but
I'm pretty sure you're not. But that's okay. Click the link that's in the show notes and enter. And they have 1 grand prize and 2 second prize winners. So all you have to do is you follow them on Instagram and all that jazz. You guys know the deal. You know the deal. You know the drill. Just follow them and you can do all that stuff. But even if you don't, you say, well, I don't want to do that. I don't care. You can still go to nightvision.com and get 15% off right now. What? Yeah, exactly. So you've been dragging your feet about getting a set of accurate sights and you haven't done it yet. Well, stop dragging your feet because all sites right now on nightvision.com are 15% off. So there you go. And I would actually, it says recommended. If you don't have one already, a site installation kit, go ahead and get one. They're ridiculously inexpensive. They're less expensive than they should be, I think. I mean, they're crazy inexpensive.
Don't say that too loud.
Yeah. So go ahead and order a set. Now you say, what will the accurate sights, what guns will accept them? All the Glock models all the 9mm, 17, 19, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 1, 2, 3, all that. the 42, the 43, the 43X, the 48. Yes, the 48. The 45, the 19X. All of those will accept our sights. All of the shields, 9, 40, 45 shields, and the CZ P10C. All you CZ fanboys out there, get yourself some night Fision sights, some accurate sights. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. All right. So good stuff there. Good stuff there.
So we get 15% off of the accurate sights. That's pretty good.
Yeah. They're already inexpensive anyway.
Yeah.
Because they cut out the middleman. They are the manufacturer. You're buying them from the manufacturer, not somebody who had them manufactured and then offered them to you later. So check them out. Check them out right now. Do that. And Zach, you want to talk about our Student of the Gun Labor Day sale? I see that you're giving stuff away.
Yeah, a little bit. So this Labor Day, we've got a great deal. We got 20% off of the Rats tourniquets that we, of course, heavily endorse. Those are the ones that comes in our Pocket Lifesavers. They're made by our good old buddy Jeff. We've got 20% off of the Rats, and we now have the High Vis Green available. Before it was black, red, orange, and now we got the High Vis Green.
All right.
That and
wait,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what is the sticker? I'm like chomping at the bit to know what you're talking about here.
Oh, it's the official Student of the Gun icon sticker. It's about 2 inches by 2 inches, and it's really cool. And
that's the one that I've got on the back of my laptop.
Exactly, it's awesome, isn't it?
Does it look like that?
It looks like that.
Oh, wow, you did the same thing. That's funny.
Because
our logo is way better than
that
the other
Apple
one.
thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not advertising for Apple.
So anybody that orders $50 or more gets a free sticker, right?
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Oh, nice.
They do.
All right.
And we got the new High Vis Green, or not really new, but it's new to you. High Vis Green Rats available. Isn't that awesome?
Now, how do they find our store online?
They go to shop You go to shopsotg.com, and that will be right there on the site, on the homepage, or you can just go to the medical category and see the other stuff we got.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's going to be going.
Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead.
I was going to be going until Tuesday. So if you're listening to this live, it will be up in a little bit. If you're listening to this when it comes out, it's up all day today, and you got all day tomorrow as well. So, but as of Wednesday,
all right.
they're back to normal.
Oh, yeah, because on the store, it says orange, red, black. It doesn't have a high-vis green.
Exactly. Later today, I said.
All right.
So if you're listening to this when it comes out.
Some of you guys are ahead of the curve. We've got a SWAT fuel, kind of. We already talked about SWAT fuel and what's going on with SWAT fuel. But we've got a Warrior of the Week question right now. And it has to do with organizing and like-minded individuals and all that. So we're going to go ahead and deal with that as soon as Zach plays that music. You got to get that in. You got to get that. Got to get that in there. You know what, Jared? We might have to replace that one soon.
Oh, because you got a new one.
Yeah, I got a new. That was an old PR. I got a new PR, and I did. I'll be out in the garage lifting, and it used to be your mom would say, "Are you okay out there?" And now she just knows. When I scream, "Fornicate you, gravity," but I don't say fornicate you. Yeah, that's why I can't. That's why I'm not allowed to go to public gyms, because after I get a PR, I hulk up and I scream, "Fornicate you, gravity," and so they don't like that when you're at Planet Fatness and you scream at the weights. It hurts people's feelings, makes them feel uncomfortable. But you can do that in your home gym. That's right, Jim. You can do it at home. Speaking of home gym, so did you is your home gym in your garage? You.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I actually got it set up. I'm going to do my first workout today.
Did you get rubber mats for yourself?
No, I don't have those yet. I'm getting those this weekend.
Ah, cool.
But I'm starting over pretty much at the beginning of LP, so I can do that without any rubber on the floor yet.
Nice. All right. The question today comes from actually several people. This is one of those questions that gets thrown out on Facebook and in our emails and all this stuff. How can I become a member of a PFT or how can I start one? What the heck? For some reason, Jared, how long have we been doing this PFT thing? At least 5 years now, right?
Yeah, it's got to be since at least 2015 or so.
Yeah, at least 2015. I was sitting around and I probably just finished a workout and my brain was all SWAT fueled up and I had all that oxygenated blood just pumping in my brain. You know, the United States media has been purposely and deliberately demeaning the use of the term militia for about 50 years or so. Every time the media uses the term militia, it's in a negative light. It's a pejorative. It's never positive. The media never does a story about, Pennsylvania militia rescues children, feeds homeless, saves Constitution, protects liberty. It's never anything like that. It's always, and they usually put the words far right wing in front of militia because apparently that's bad. Or they'll put the what's the other one? What's the other big pejorative term they like to put in front of militia? Extremist. Yeah, extremist militia, far right wing militia. Because if you are really super passionate about your beliefs, if you're really super passionate about the Constitution and the fact that the United States is a representative republic, that makes you an extremist. You need to stop that. So I said, all right, since basically almost 3 generations have had the word militia poisoned in their brains and they're afraid to either say militia or be an organized militia, whatever. All right, fine. I thought training band, but training band is so antiquated that people don't understand what it is. So I came up with the concept of Patriot Fire Team. Fire team in the United States Marine Corps infantry. I don't know what's going on today, but when I was an infantryman, it was 4 people. The fire team is the core unit of the Marine Corps infantry. You have squads and platoons and companies and battalions and regiments and all that jazz, but the core unit is the fire team. Kind of like cells, you know what I mean? So what can you do? You say, I've got some neighbors, some friends, some like-minded individuals. We all get it. We all understand that in the event of a disaster, whether it's a man-made disaster or a natural disaster or a problem, a calamity, that we're going to need to provide for our communities and protect them and so forth. So we came up with the idea of the Patriot Fire Team. I did the original Black Book, which became the Green Book, and now we have the Equipment Guide. Here's what I would say. How to get involved, literally, it's not that hard. When you're talking to these people who you feel are like-minded individuals, they get it. You're like, okay, we all get it. We need to be more self-sufficient. We understand that if there's a crisis or an emergency, that the standard methodology of call 911 and wait is not going to work. It's not going to help. We've seen it for hurricanes and wildfires and tornadoes and riots. And I mean, we've witnessed it for decades. What happens when society breaks down? Whether it breaks down for a day or whether it breaks down for a week or whether it breaks down for a month, what do we see and what do we know? That people in the community have to take care of themselves. And you say, all right, well, we all agree about that. So what are we going to do? Well, we all own guns, right? So we're all gun owners. And in the event of, and this is where people, Jared, would you say that one of the greatest flaws of modern American men is that they would rather buy stuff than do stuff?
Yeah. And I think that's, I don't know. I think that's a human thing. They try to buy their way around the hard stuff or doing anything that takes effort.
Yeah. Yeah. People say, well, we all own guns. You own a gun. I have a gun. He's got a gun. We all have a gun. We all have a gun or 2 guns or 4 or 10. I don't care. So we're ready. When the emergency comes, we're ready because we went out and we bought something. We purchased objects. So we're ready, right? No, you're not ready. You're not even close to being ready. Owning an object doesn't impart with you the skill to use it. And you say, well, no, I use my gun. I go to the range once in a while and I shoot. So you stand in a lane by yourself and shoot a paper target. Yeah, I'm good. No, you're not, because that's not working with a team. That's you working with yourself. All right. What happens when you have other people around you? And this is something that I'm very concerned about, is fratricide. What's fratricide, Jared? Zach, what's fratricide?
I'm guessing that's the technical term for friendly fire?
Yes. Yes, it's a technical term for friendly fire. You say, well, what the heck are you talking about? This isn't a war, Paul. There's no fratricide going on. In the event of an emergency or a crisis, you just tell everybody, hey, grab your guns and show up. So now you got people who have never actually carried a gun or held a gun or used a gun off of the range. And now they have to maneuver around and work around other people. That is a recipe for disaster, because there are far more things in the world that should not be shot than should be. Even in a riot, even in a looting situation, even in a crisis, there are more things that should not be shot than should be shot. And ladies and gentlemen, you need to be able to work, because it's a completely different animal working together as a team. So how do you start? Well, first of all, you start by accepting the fact that everybody needs to have training. Unfortunately, there aren't that many schools in the United States that promote or encourage, or private schools. I mean, there's a lot of military schools that do, but there aren't very many private schools that encourage unit training or team training. There are a few, and when I say a few, probably you can count them on one hand. There are things that you can do as a team. It doesn't necessarily have to be shooting related. It can be medical training. You can go do medical training together as a team. You can participate in activities. I mean, you guys could go canoeing, you go horseback riding, you can go camping. You can all sign up for any kind of activity where you're working together. The more time you spend together as a team, the better able you will be to work together as a cohesive unit. You need to know that everybody else in your team is good to go. You need to know whether or not they are competent. You know, that, let's face it, we all have that friend that's a super gun guy, right? He loves to talk about guns and show you his guns and all that. And you go out with him and you're like, that dude's scary. He's a nice guy. He is. He's a super nice guy. He's my buddy, my pal. He loves to tell me about the new whatever's on Guns and Sandwiches this month, you know, whatever on the cover of Guns and Sandwiches. He wants to talk about that gun all the time. But when it comes to handling him, he's pretty scary. Is that the guy that you want standing behind you with a gun in their hand? You're like, oh, come on, Paul, don't be mean. You know, if your buddy shoots you, it still counts. Yeah, it still counts. It's not like the bullet says, oh, well, you know, that these guys are friends, so I'm not going to go into that dude. No, it still counts. The more time you spend together, the better able you will be to understand each other's strengths and weaknesses and capabilities and so forth, and the more comfortable you will be working with each other in the event of a crisis. Now, what we are doing right now, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little teaser. The Patriot Fire Team Manual is out. Thank you, everybody who bought it. The Patriot Fire Team Equipment Guide is out. Thank you to everybody who ordered that. And we are producing videos. We're producing training videos to go along with the Patriot Fire Team model, the equipment guide, and so forth. And we're going to make those available to our close friends. Would you say that's an appropriate?
I would say that's an appropriate use of the phrase.
Yep.
We're going to make those available to our close friends in the very near future. So if that's something you're interested in, and also we did not announce this to the public yet. On Thursday and Friday during the grad program, Zach and I talked about the leadership training seminar, how we're putting together a distance learning program, kind of like we did with the Legion of Michael.
Yeah,
thank you. And if you're interested in that, send an email to us at info at, and in the title bar, put
info at studentofthegun.com.
Yeah. Put leadership in the title, and our illustrious email checker will set those aside. And you'll be notified the minute that the leadership training is ready. All right. That's all I have to say about that. Jared, you want to go ahead and thank our top contributors?
I will do that. Thanking the top contributors of the Student of the Gun public group this week. If you open up the show notes, there are links to the public group on both Facebook and inside the student lounge. And Facebook changed. They have a different view now. It's I like it, but it's going to take me a bit to get used to.
Like the view of the actual website itself.
The layout.
Layout.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to specify
so
that.
Number 10 is Ryan Henson. Number 9 is Andy Duncan. Number 8 is Kevin Hammond. Number 7 is Melissa Ridings. Number 6 is John Smith. Number 5 is Jeremiah Mason. Number 4 is Derek Babcock. Number 3 is Alan Wilson. Number 2 is Daniel Larson. And number 1 is Trent Wood. I believe last week I said if somebody could kick Trent Wood out of number 1, then they would get something special. It is not the case, but it's still.
Did you say Haywood's name?
Nope.
Haywood's gone?
Off the list.
Oh, man.
Probably because it wasn't a real name. Facebook probably canned his account.
Oh, man. But you know what happened last night?
No.
Your mother walked out and she said, "What's the story with Haywood? Haywood?" And I, "What do you mean?" She goes, "What are you guys talking about?" I said, "What do you mean? What are we talking about?" She goes, "Did you just make up a name?" Like, she's accusing me. She's like, "Did you just make up a name just to be funny on the show?" And I'm like, No, I didn't make it up. It's one of our fans. It's one of our listeners. She's like, "So you didn't just make that up?" "No, honey, I didn't just make that up." Apparently someone sent an email and they said, "I don't get it." They didn't get the joke. They wanted to know what we were talking about.
Well, the first name was Haywood.
I didn't make that up.
And the last name was Jabloni. So say it 5 times fast. But anyway, the offer still stands. If somebody can knock Trent Wood out of number 1, we will send something special next week. I'm only going to do that for 4 weeks in a row. So if you can't do it within 4 weeks, then sorry. Oh, you know what I did? I didn't. It wasn't Duracoat. It was something else, and I apologize because I didn't have a bright yellow orange Duracoat on hand. I know I should have. I should have every Duracoat color on hand all the time, but there's literally hundreds, if not thousands, so I can't do that. For those of you that follow the student of the gun, what? I was just going to say, did you know that the actual number of colors is unlimited because they can make any custom color that you want?
That's true. You can send them a swatch and they can make you a color. But I've been working with the ODS 1775. That's the Occam Defense Solutions rifle. It's a American-made AK, and it has the Kirkham shelf on it. And I went ahead and followed Jeff Kirkham's advice, and I coated the inside of the magwell area in a high-vis color. It's kind of a high-vis yellow, orange yellow color. If you would like to put any kind of a color, now that gun is just standard gray. It's flat, Parkerized gray color. It's going to be sexy very soon. I mean, it's already sexy.
Have you used it yet in the dark with that color in there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
it actually makes a difference.
2 days ago.
I would have never thought about that, but I guess that's what you get when you do things.
You were using yours inside an indoor range where it was.
No, we just turn the lights off and
Oh,
because it was being demonstrated to me on the difference of it. I was like, oh, okay. Because at first I was like, I mean, is it really going to make a difference? It was like, if you use the high vis stuff, then it does. If you use just a regular color, then it doesn't make that much of a difference. So,
yeah, and it's that little tiny advantage, that little tiny extra edge that you get. And so apparently I did some research, and I went to the Occam Defense website where you can order either the pistol or the rifle, the ODS 1775, the finest made in the USA AK you're ever going to get your paws on. And if you would like the Kirkham shelf, which is the aid to getting your AK mag, if you guys have ever struggled with stamped receiver AK mags, that's the one nice thing. It's a double-edged sword, and I know I'm talking hardware right now, but what the hell? Machined receiver AKs are great because they have that beveled mag well, and mags just fly into them. Remember, Jared, you remember the first time you used a machined one versus the stamped one? You're like, holy crap.
Yeah, I was like, that shouldn't have
mags
been.
Fly into this.
Something's wrong with this gun.
Yeah, it's like they go in, and then you use a stamped receiver version, especially one of the imported models, and you're like, God bless it, this freaking magazine won't go in. Well, the problem with machined receivers is that they're heavy. They add almost a whole pound to the gun. And a lot of people are like, I don't need an extra pound on my gun. It's already heavy enough. I don't need that. So I don't want that. Brian Keeney, what Brian has done at Occam is he's kind of done a best of the both worlds thing. He said, okay, I understand that stamped receiver AKs don't accept magazines as well as machined ones, but a lot of you guys don't want a machined receiver because it's heavy, right? So what can we do? We can take a stamped receiver gun. We can add this little mod called the Kirkham shelf. That's for Jeff Kirkham. And it makes the gun load way easier. And it does. It does. So if you guys want to check those guys out, it's Occam Defense Solutions.com. I think it's Occam. No, it's just OccamDefense.com. OCCAM Defense.com. And they got all kinds of really cool made in the USA AK stuff there. So check those guys out. All right. Duracoat, because why?
Did you know that? I have to go back and say this.
Okay.
Did you know that they're actually made in Moscow?
Yeah, they are. They're made in Moscow. The Occam Defense guns are made in Moscow.
But it's in the USA. So
that's Idaho. So, Jared, what's the story with Duracoat? Life is too short for what?
Oh, life is too short to have an ugly gun. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, it is. Too short to have an ugly gun. Go to DuracoatFirearmFinishes.com. Get yourself a gun tattoo. Student of the gun tattoo. Fighting solves everything gun tattoo. Slightly darker black. If you don't have any slightly darker black, you're just wrong. Just fix yourself. You can do it. And you can do it at home in your own shop, in your own garage. It's really that easy. You won't believe it until you try it. Crossbreed Holsters wants you to be dangerous on demand. And that means actually carrying a gun on your body all the time. Not just once in a while. Yeah. How do you do that? You go to crossbreedholsters.com. You order up a holster for yourself. One of the best. You can either get the Reckoning or the Super Tuck Deluxe or the Chest Rig or whatever. I don't care. It's your life. Live it like you want to. Use the promotional code. What is the promotional code, Jared?
SOTG 18. I was muted trying to talk, and on my screen it was like, hey, you're muted. I was like, oh.
Hey, SOTG 18. Save yourself some money and use the money that you save to upgrade your holster. It's going to be cool. Brownells at brownells.com. Brownells has got guns, actual guns. They have actual ammunition. They have parts, pieces. We've talked about that. We talked about it last week, how they actually have gun build parts in stock right now. So if you are looking at a project, a gun build project, whether it's a handgun or a rifle or whatever, they have Brownells parts in stock. They have other people's parts in stock. Should I tell, Jared, do I need to tell the audience that the closer it gets to November, the harder it's going to be to find stuff?
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I shouldn't have to tell you that, but I'm going to go ahead and remind you. The closer to November comes, the harder it's going to be to find everything gun related. We're already seeing that now, and it's not going to get. It's not like, oh well, heck, it's October 13th. Everything's available now. No. So, if you are serious about whatever project it is, I would go ahead and get moving on it. I'm just saying. Do what you want. What you should do though is sign up for their newsletter so that when they're running sales and specials and promos, that you know immediately when you're having your morning coffee, you open up your phone and you're like, oh, Brownells is running a sale today. I should take advantage of that. There you go. All right. If you are a new listener to this show or a recent listener, go ahead and perk up both of your ears because Zach's got something to tell you.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a complimentary online training course called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. Get instant access by joining the Student Lounge for free at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of these questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
All right. When I saw the title of this story, which Jared is going to read to us, I'm going to make Jared read this story without smirking, or I can't even do it. Are you prepared? Do you have your? When I saw this story, I thought about Friends and Chandler, and what was Chandler's name? What's the actor's name?
You're asking the wrong dude. I have no idea.
I know it.
It is. What's his name? Come on. Matthew
Broderick.
McConaughey.
No, Matthew Perry is the name.
I was close.
And remember, he was the king of sarcasm, and he would say, "Could you be any stupider? Could you be?" So when I saw the title of this story, I thought to myself, Canada, could you be any weaker? I don't know, maybe. But Jared, go ahead and this is a new story. People are like, oh, this is old news. This came out a long time. No. This is from Reuters, and it's 1 day ago. Thank you, Reuters.
It says, wear a mask while having sex, Canada's top doctor suggests. And it says, skip kissing and consider wearing a mask when having sex to protect yourself from catching the coronavirus, Canada's chief medical officer said on Wednesday, adding that going solo remains the lowest risk sexual option in a pandemic.
Okay, hang on a second. So this person works for the Canadian government. I don't know if it goes by a her or a Z or whatever, because you don't want to assume someone's gender because they get really bunched up. So Canada's chief public health officer, Dr. Theresa Tam, she's paid by the Canadian. She gets her money from the Canadian taxpayers. So if you're in Canada and you're paying taxes, and I know you are because that's how it works up there, you're paying your top doctor to tell people to masturbate. What? No. She added that going solo remains the lowest risk. Oh, congratulations to you. So what did she say in the second? She's talking about stuff and junk.
It says that she said in a statement, there's a little chance of catching COVID-19 from semen or vaginal fluid, but sexual activity with new partners does increase the risk of contracting the virus, particularly if there is close contact like kissing. So this is a quote from her. It says, like other activities during COVID-19 that involve physical closeness, There are some things that you can do to minimize the risk of getting infected and spreading the virus. The lowest risk, this is still a quote from her, the lowest risk sexual activity during COVID-19 involves yourself alone.
Wow. So not once, but twice in this article, she suggests solo activity.
Well, I mean, it was a quote from her once, and then she says Canadians can find ways to enjoy physical intimacy while safeguarding the progress we have made, or we have all made, containing COVID-19.
Canada has reported 129,000 cases of it and 9,000 deaths as of September 1st. Okay, hang on a second. What's the population of Canada? We're going to do that. Canada population. All right, according to the interwebs.com, the population of Canada is 37.59 million. So I want you to go ahead and do somebody. I don't want to math while I'm talking. Zach, can you go ahead and figure out or is that Jared? You can do it. The percentage. You got 37 million. Let's just go with 37 million. 37 million people and 129,000 cases and 9,000 deaths. How does that work? Percentage-wise, because we need to put this into perspective. I mean, we really need to put this into perspective.
0.3% contract the virus, and then out of the people that contract the virus, 9132, it's about 7% that have died.
But out of 0.3, so less than 1% of the population has
contracted the virus.
So go ahead
and that 1%. 7% died.
All right. Well, go ahead and divide the 9,000 by 37 million.
Let's see. 0.02468%.
No, that can't be. It's 0.02.
468%, yes.
That seems kind of high. Because 1% would be 300,000, right? I know math is hard.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 37. Yeah, it's times 100.
So in Canada, the Kung flu is so bad. It is so bad that less than 0.01% of the population has gotten it and died. So it's so bad that we're going to send out the chief public health official in Canada to tell people to wear masks while they're having sex or just do it yourself. Just do it yourself, because we can't take the chance. You say, well, Paul, what so what, man? I mean, it's about safety. It's about safety. Really? So you're telling me in Canada there are no other diseases, there are no other health risks, there are no other health problems in Canada that are a greater threat to the population of the country than the Kung flu? Well, what do you mean, Paul? What do you suppose the hepatitis B? Hep B is there's no cure for Hep B, is there? Hep B is a vaccine-preventable liver infection. It's spread through blood, semen, and other fluids, and the virus enters the body, blah, 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 when blah, blah, blah. So what do you suppose the hepatitis B infection is in Canada? Whoa, in 2017, there were 4,900 cases. Oh, and then how about heart disease? How about cancer? How about influenza? How about, ladies and gentlemen, I don't mean to be glib, But let's be serious for just 1 second here. So in Canada, with the numbers that they provided us, you have a greater chance of being run over by a car on the way to work than you have of getting the Kung flu. And you certainly have a greater chance of dying of a heart attack, run over by a car, than you have of contracting it and then dying it. I mean, you might get it. So out of 129,000 cases, 9,000 died. So it's a 7% of those who got it. My question is this. Why are the top medical professionals in the world, instead of telling you to wear masks, why aren't they talking about human immune systems and how to strengthen human? Jared, do you know that human beings have immune systems?
No, I've never heard of it.
No, they do. God, when he put you on this earth, he gave you an immune system. Now, some people's immune systems are stronger than others. How can you strengthen an immune system? And see, that's something that no one, when's the last time you guys read a story that said, in the face of the Kung flu, we suggest that you take the following steps to strengthen your immune system? When's the last time you saw a story about that? Have you ever seen a story that said, in the face of the Kung flu pandemic, you should take the top doctors say that you should take the following steps to strengthen your immune system? Can you strengthen your immune system? Or is everyone just destined to get this virus and die? Oh, well, Paul, obviously. I mean, yeah, you can. You can do things that help strengthen your immune system. And why is nobody talking about it? I got a question for you, Jared. Does wearing a mask strengthen your immune system? It's a rhetorical question, Woodcock. The answer is no. You can talk. You're allowed to talk. Did you guys now, Zachary? Which episode was it? Was it Thursday or Friday where we had the OSHA training director?
That was Friday.
It was Friday. Yeah. Why is nobody talking about that? Why is everyone listening? Because fear and doom and gloom are what sell. And it really saddens me that there are so many humans on this planet that are willing to just surrender and accept victimization. Yep, you're right. Nothing you can do. I just have to hide. I'm going to put on a scarf over my face and hide in my house. Because there's never actually been a deadly virus on planet Earth before now. This is the first one. Go back in time. Go back to the bird flu, to the swine flu, to SARS Part 1, and find all the stories about skip kissing, do it yourself. She didn't go so far as to have your partner face the wall. That was a Bert Kreischer thing.
Well, where was it? Was it in New York or California where they're talking about using the glory hole, essentially? You put a barrier in between yourself and your partner and you're good. Yeah. And no rimming.
Yeah, that's right. No rim jobs. No rim jobs. Now, this chick says that you can't get it from semen or vaginal fluid, or that it's extremely rare. Is it extremely rare, or is it just not happen? You tell me. I don't think she's going to actually have that problem. See, I think it's part of it is. Would it be rude of me to say that she probably got this idea from her partner about wearing a mask during sex? Would that be rude? If it would be rude, I won't say it.
Maybe childish, but who knows?
Oh, here's the thing. These people are right. You say, hey, Paul, don't make fun. Don't tease. Don't belittle. These people are screaming out to be made fun of. The top medical professional in Canada, a person paid by Canadian tax dollars. If you're in Canada listening to me right now, you got to be proud knowing that your tax money is going to pay this woman to sit in front of a panel and tell people to jack off. Congratulations. 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 Whew. At some point in time, we just got to say, okay, all right, we played your little game. We played your little game, and we're done. We're done playing your little game now. And remember when it was going to be 2 weeks? Then it was going to be a month. Then it was going to be 2 months. So now it's just, well, shut up, slave. Do what we tell you. It's going to be forever. And you're just going to do what you're told. Jared, what would... I kind of wish this isn't a grad program. That's all right. How can people share and support? How can other people in our audience let their friends and neighbors know that if you are a Canadian citizen, you should put a mask on? How about, I got one for you, Jared. How about these people that are driving around by themselves in their cars with masks on? You say that's never happens and that's just a myth. No, I've seen it with my own eyes. Do you think those people put a mask on before they go solo? Seriously.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, they're going solo in their car.
It would not be possible for me to think about those people less than I already do.
But they're out there. And maybe, if you want to be 100% safe, you can put on a mask before you go solo. And that could be kind of like maybe it'd feel like a stranger's doing it, like using your left hand. Come on, Paul, don't make fun of Canada's top doctor. That's not right. All right, you guys, you want to share this with your friends, neighbors, coworkers, anyone? Go to your favorite podcast player, whether it's iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and hit the share button. You can hit the share button and share it to your IG stories, your Facebook stories, and all that. And everybody. I
finally figured out how to do it.
Jared figured it out.
Yeah, I was trying to do it from the Apple Podcast thing, but it's not possible from there. So you have to do it from iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
There's literally it's a share button, and then there's a literal option that says Instagram stories. And I was like, oh, this is way easier than I thought. I just was using the wrong medium.
There you go. It's super simple. So share it. Don't be greedy. Don't be sure. You got this show for free today. It didn't cost you anything. So share it with your friends and neighbors and even people that you don't like. Maybe it'll piss them off. I don't know. All right. If they would like to, you say, Paul, you're talking about Thursday and Friday all the time and things that you said on Thursday and Friday. How do I get to listen to that? Well, it's really not all that hard, man. You go to that's GET, SOTG.com and follow the instructions and sign up. And in the very, very, very near future, we're going to be paying big dividends. And not only do you already get all the good stuff, you get the book, you get the bonus hour episodes, all that. You're going to be getting some videos too. Hey, Zach, you're a young guy.
Hi.
You're a Gen Z guy.
Allegedly.
You're a Gen Z guy.
Generation Zach, yes.
Yeah, Generation Zach. So I went to iHeartRadio and it defaults to iHeart.com.
Okay.
And if you do that, it has suggested artists, popular artists. I know almost none of these people.
Yes.
But they have profile photos.
Correct.
And what I've noticed in their profile photos is they're making the gun symbol and pointing it at their own heads.
Are you looking at the baby right now?
Yeah, but not just the baby, which, dear Lord, help us.
I've never heard of him, so that's a good start.
There's some other Chapa something is making
Tommaso?
the gun symbol and pointing it to his head, huh?
Tommaso Ciampa?
No, you dummy. These are artists, music people.
He might be a person.
If you go to iHeartRadio, I'm just curious. Is this a thing with the young generation?
I have another question.
Go ahead.
There's like multiple babies. So there's Da Baby, then there's Lil Baby, and then there was another one that I can't find now. Bad Baby. Is that like a new thing? Because like it used to be, like Lil used to be the thing.
Whoa.
Lil whatever.
That got old. I think that got old. So now
they got Lil Baby.
Is it now Duh?
I don't know. No, I mean I've seen multiple babies. I don't know. It's interesting. NLE Choppa.
The new thing. Here's the thing, right? The new thing for rappers the last 6 years is make your name as stupid as possible. Like Tekashi,
it's like
6ix9ine,
the generation of
Baby,
human society.
And yes, basically.
Like it's like a goo goo gaga kind of a thing. We're just like we're devolving essentially. But even the 21 Pilots thing, you guys looking at that picture? The guy's making the gun symbol and pointing it at the other dude's head. I don't.
Here's the thing. I don't even know why you're making note of it because that's been a thing for like ever, as long as I can remember.
Really, also, making the gun symbol and pointing it at your head for your promo shot?
Or for albums or just whatever. Yeah, I've seen that a lot. Also, we're 57 minutes in. We should probably wrap up.
All right, let's go ahead and rippity wrap it. So. Deep down the pop culture rabbit hole. Anyway, long story short, go to getsotg.com, sign up, get the free book, and very soon get the videos and all that information that you need to survive in the fall. This fall. Remember, you're a beginner once.
You're a student for life.
We appreciate your reviews. If you haven't left a review or updated yours recently, head on over to Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast player to voice your opinion. Don't forget to join us at the Student Lounge, a place for like-minded individuals to learn, connect, and support each other. No chicanery will be tolerated. Remember to check studentofthegun.com daily for new, free content and giveaways. Watch, listen, read, shop, and connect at studentofthegun.com. Are you a social butterfly? Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for new content each and every day at Student of the Gun. Watch Student of the Gun TV and videos from our trusted partners on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Chromecast, and even AirPlay. Go to studentofthegun.com for direct links, and remember, you're a beginner once, a student for life.